Salutations friends, my name is Jonathan, and the Electronic Entertainment Expo is finally upon us. With all these games to choose from, it can be really difficult to choose what you want to spend your hard-earned cash on. Well, don't worry, person viewing, because I, a random person on the internet, have compiled a top 10 list of games that I am most hyped for, based on the trailers and gameplay that we've seen. So buckle up, Buttercup. These are the top 10 games of E3 2017. Please enjoy. When Metroid Prime 4 was announced, you could hear in the silence the sounds of millions of Nintendo fanboys wetting themselves with sheer excitement. So, Metroid Prime 4, after a decade-long hiatus, it's finally upon us, and what's the game about? Heck if I know. All they showed was a flashy logo and some music, whatever. But, you know, since it's a Metroid game, we can assume a few things about it. It's gonna have space exploration, lots of aliens, probably a first-person, lonely, atmospheric game. It's gonna have the Nintendo charm. Personally, I'm really interested in trying out this game because when the first 3 Prime games came out, I was too scared to play them because Corruption came out when I was 10 years old and all those bright colors and scary aliens just... it turned me into a bedwetter. So, I want to conquer my fears and finally play a Nintendo horror game. If it's even a horror game. I don't know. Who writes this script? Coming up next, we have Monster Hunter World. So the Monster Hunter games are basically about a band of friends getting together and slaying giant monsters. It sounds, well, fun, basically, and I've really wanted to play it for a long time. But for whatever reason, I never got it for my Wii U, never got it for my 3DS. I'm not really sure why, probably because none of my friends ever had those systems, and they're mainly multiplayer games. But with the inclusion of Monster Hunter on the PC Master Race console right here, I can finally get all my snobby rich friends to play with me. And we can find the joys together of, you know, skinning a pterodactyl or clubbing a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Stuff that only true friends do together. Shadow of the Colossus was a game. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Nah, just kidding. Well, I guess not. It technically was a game. But it was also one of the greatest, in my opinion, games on the PS2. You were this lonely, stoic warrior dude going to battle 16 giant monsters way bigger than you. It was so epic. The scale was so grand. The story was sad and heartbreaking as well. But if you wanted a kid to play it today, you'd have to either drag out a PS2 or a PS3, and who has those dinosaurs anymore? But with the PS4 remastering of Shadow of the Colossus, or SOTC, you have all these giant monsters and giant landscapes and vistas, but in HD! So basically, it's kind of a graphics overhaul, but that's still really cool because this will introduce one of my favorite games to a new generation of gamers. So I'm not sure if I'll get this game or not, but I'm excited for it because other people can experience this excellent game now. If you enjoy frequenting the YouTubes or the Twitches, you're probably familiar with a game called PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. I have been playing a ton of this game recently with my friend Dan. Shout out Dan if you're watching this, love you buddy. And I want to record a video of it eventually, but now it's just not the time. Whatever, subtle plugs aside. I already have this game just like Shadow of the Colossus, but once again, being the kind and selfless person I am, it's finally coming to consoles, the game specifically, and I could not be happier for those console peasants. Finally, they can experience the joy of 100-player deathmatches in giant, what I assume is Soviet wastelands. And you too can finally experience the joy of 60 frames per second with high-resolution graphics. I assume that's gonna be it. But anyways, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds coming to Xbox One. I think it's coming to PS4 as well. I just really love how these successful PC games are coming to console because we can all share the love now and experience all the same games, which I always think is really cool. So, PUBG, great game already. I'm sure it will be an excellent game on whatever platform you choose. And while we're on the subject of Russian wastelands, have any of you ever played the game Metro 2033? You probably haven't, it's kind of rough around the edges, not the best game ever, but its sequel, Metro Last Light, was pretty awesome. You got to experience the joys of romping through an irradiated Russian wasteland while your food ran low and not aliens, mutants were trying to maul you, and all the while your oxygen filter was running low and you were forced to breathe intoxicated air. If any of that sounds fun to you, or if you're just a straight up masochist, Metro Exodus was just announced at E3. Looks like a lot of the same, but dang is that pretty. Also, there's a mutant zombie they're not, why am I calling them zombies? They're not zombies. But anyways, there's a giant mutant bear in here, and you get a crossbow, so that looks pretty awesome. Anyways, Metro, Exodus, if you're into the hardcore survival type games, this may be up your alley. It's definitely up mine. The Far Cry games have been around for a very long time. Each game is kind of its own unique thing, but they are basically fun. Words. Far Cry 5! I never played the other Far Cry games, but my roommate back in college got Far Cry 4. He platinumed the game, so that must mean it must have been really fun. I kept away from them for a little bit, but Far Cry 5 is set in America, and even though I am a hardcore patriot, I'm personally really interested in this game, just because I just want to see what these people do to make the American countryside look interesting. Because for example, in the other Far Cry games, you'd hunt down Komodo dragons, you'd ride on top of elephants. What are you going to do in America? Hop on a honey badger and go hunt down a turtle or something? I don't know. I think it's going to be really creative though. And I really do enjoy playing games in America because I can compare. I can say like, oh, that's just like the so-and-so from over here. If I play a game about China, I'm not gonna know if that's actually how it looks, and you can forget something set in Moscow. I've never been there. But still, it looks like an interesting illustration of America, and it's got all those creepy cult things that we just love to play in games today. Far Cry 5. I have absolutely zero footage to show for this next game, but the Pokemon Company just announced there's going to be a main series Pokemon game on the Nintendo Switch. I don't have a Nintendo Switch, but you know, this is an illustration. It's here somewhere. So, Pokemon on the Switch. What's it gonna be? It's gonna be the first mainline Pokemon game in HD. That is just so exciting for me. There's probably gonna be really cool multiplayer aspects, maybe a co-op story mode. That would be so cool. And also, time for another shameless plug. I did make a video about top 10 games we want for the Switch, and I did mention a Pokemon game, so if you want to go see that, it's over here somewhere or in the description. Or you can just go to my channel and subscribe and like all my videos while you're at it. What was that? So yeah, Pokemon. Should be fun. Cannot wait for it. I do not have a Switch yet. My roommate has it. You could see that in my unboxing video, which is also another plug. But this game will be awesome, because Pokemon, whatever the series touches, turns to gold. Gonna be great. Just go buy the game. Don't even listen to me about it. Hey, do you guys want to know how to make a bunch of money? Take Mario and put him on something. Check it out. We have, what was this game called? Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. A really weird game actually. It's XCOM, hardcore strategy game with Mario, Mushroom Kingdom, and Rabbids, which are rabies-ridden rabbits. They're kind of weird, but still, it's really cool to see that Mario is being worked on with third parties. It shows that there's support for the Switch, and also a strategy Mario game. That's so cool. I mean, we have Paper Mario, obviously, in Mario RPG, but this is the first kind of top-down, grid-based strategy game that I've seen from Mario before. It kind of almost looks like Fire Emblem too, so I'm excited because I'm a strategy nerd. This may not be for you guys, but hey, if you've never played a strategy game before like this would be the perfect time to come in. It's Mario, it's cute, it's colorful, and it will probably be a lot of fun. If you want to know my thoughts on Sonic Forces, I already made another video. Wow, I think that's my third plug this video. How shameless, right? But more details about Sonic Forces were just announced at E3, obviously, and this game is looking really cool. There are 3 ways to play. You can play as Sonic, Classic Sonic, Custom Character Sonic, whatever, and the story looks really kind of cool. It's kind of post-apocalyptic. Sonic's up against some of his greatest enemies. We've got Chaos, we've got Shadow the Hedgehog, we've got that weird dude from Lost World. Nobody played Lost World. Sorry if that triggered you. I know some people played, but I didn't play it. Sega is finally clawing its way out of the pit of mediocrity that it's been in thanks to Sonic 06, Sonic Boom, Sonic Lost World, you know. And it's really refreshing to see just so much effort being put into this game. They're literally sending out videos of the soundtrack. They're so confident in their work. I just love it. But enough geeking out. Sonic Forces looks fun. It's a Sonic game, so people will probably buy it. But this time, instead of being mediocre, I really think that it will be a force for good. Or a force of excellence. That could have been a better pun. I just wanted to say forces. Well, everyone, I'm sorry to say this, but we've almost reached the end of the video. But hey, it doesn't have to be sad. Instead of being sad, why don't you subscribe? Just go over to this little subscribe button, click on it, and bam, you're in the Barbourshop family. Also, be sure to like this video so it shows up in people's search bars so they can join in the happiness and merriment as well. I have no shame. Anyways, the final game today is called... oh shoot. The final game today is called Extinction, and this game popped up on my radar because it looks a lot like Shadow of the Colossus, but with a twist obviously. So you're this dude defending this city, and there are these giant orcs coming after you. Come to think of it, it's kind of like Attack on Titan as well. And you have to defend the city against the orcs as they try to come in. You gotta target weak points to dismember their limbs and whatnot. And if you're not careful, the orcs can destroy the entire city. So you're on a timer as well. It's really cool because they said every single building can be destroyed. So it's kind of like Battlefield, kind of like Attack on Titan, and kind of like Shadow of the Colossus. That's just really cool combinations right there. It looks a little bit janky from what I've seen, but hey, it's in pre-alpha. I'm sure there will be great things coming soon, and Extinction looks like fun. And isn't that the most important thing about playing a game? Having fun. But anyways guys, thank you. That actually is the end of the video. I appreciate you guys watching this long, not actually being shameless plugging now. If you do like the video, feel free to like it, but if not, just glad you came. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next chapter. Bye now.